Hello, this is the TradeSite Forex Market Preview and International Economic Data Roadmap for the week beginning Sunday, the 12th of February, 2017, ending Friday the 17th. This will be options expiration week for February already. Let's look at the dollar index daily chart. Dollar rose a bit, bouncing off of that red static trend line exactly that we had hit last weekend. We talked about that. We bounced a little bit off of it, but overall the ranges were pretty narrow. Let's go through the major pairs, then we'll look at the intra-week action. Here's the euro dollar drifted down just like the dollar drifted up. Pound dollar, look at how flat that was. Look at those 5 last candles. Nothing there at all. Really flat week for the pound. Aussie dollar, also flat. I mean, this was really one of the flatter weeks we've seen in a while. Pound yen, a slight drift upwards. Euro yen down and then back up a bit. Closed about even. Pound Swiss, also flat. And the New Zealand dollar pair dropped a bit. All right, let's go to the euro. We'll look at 30-minute candles so you can see the whole week. High to low of the week, only 180 pips. Not even quite that. That's obviously very narrow. The euro usually trades 130 pips a day on average. So 180 for the week is not really that great. Meanwhile, the pound dollar, look at that. This is interesting because high to low of the week is only 240 pips. But if you take out the dip and back on Tuesday, you're looking at 140. So we did make some money on that, but it's just a weird layout for the week because most of the week was just so dead flat. You can't make money if the market's not moving like that. All right, so let's take a look at the the economic data coming out in the week ahead. Try to figure out what we're doing here. We got Sunday, just the preliminary GDP number out of Japan. Monday, German WPI, FPI out of New Zealand Monday night. Nothing here in the U.S. Excuse me. Australia's NAB business confidence, China's CPI and PPI. Going into Tuesday already, we've got the German preliminary GDP and final CPI. China's money supply and new loans, Switzerland's PPI and CPI, Europe's Italian preliminary GDP number. UK, we've got the CPI, PPI, and RPI number. Those are all the inflation numbers. They put them out in the UK all at once, which I like. I wish we did that here. Flash GDP out of Europe, zoo economic sentiment out of Germany, and then Europe itself. PPI here in the US Tuesday morning. Fed Chair Yellen speaking to Congress. The monetary policy report comes out, and then jump to Tuesday night. Westpac consumer sentiment out of Australia, new motor vehicle sales out of Australia, average earnings index out of the UK, and along with the unemployment rate. Trade balance out of Europe at 5 a.m. Eastern time on Wednesday. That can be a big deal. Manufacturing sales out of Canada. CPI, one of our big 3 here in the U.S. Wednesday morning, so we'll be half size ahead of that. Then core retail sales also coming out along with Empire State Manufacturing Index at the same time. Capacity utilization, industrial production, CB leading index out of the UK, Fed Chair Yellen speaking again, business inventories, housing market, crude oil inventories here in the US, Fed member Harkin speaks somewhere, whoever that is, Harker, sorry. Tick long-term purchases in the US. Then Wednesday night, Australia's got their MI inflation expectations and their unemployment numbers, unemployment rate and employment change numbers. Italian trade balance, if you jump ahead to 4 a.m. Eastern time Thursday morning, and then Spanish 10-year bond auction. Building permits, we got the ECB monetary policy meeting accounts. Philly Fed here in the U.S., unemployment claims, that's the weekly number. Housing starts, mortgage delinquencies, natty gas. New Zealand's got their retail sales number, and then in Friday, current account out of Europe, retail sales out of the UK, foreign securities purchases out of Canada, and CB leading index out of the U.S. So, Yellen speaking is a big deal Tuesday and Wednesday. Obviously, Tuesday is the big one because that'll be her first comments. And then we also have CPI. So we half size ahead of that. Other than that, it seems like a fairly light week for data. But hopefully the Yellen stuff will get things moving a little bit better than what we just saw. Charts as usual brought to you by eSignal 12. If you've not yet taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple of weeks. Have a great trading week.